Hello and thank you for tuning in to Niagawani with me, Nabila Khalida. Right now we're broadcasting live from IOI Grand Exhibition and Convention Centre in Putrajaya for MIMOS Technology Preview 2025 or MTP 2025. And the theme this year is a bold one: power up your business with market-ready tech and unrivaled partnership. So it's also a historic year for MIMOS Berhad, Malaysia's National Applied Research and Development Centre or R&D, as it marks its 40th anniversary. So from its beginnings as a research institute, MIMOS is now accelerating the nation's transition into high-tech, knowledge-based economy. So joining me today are two key leaders of MIMOS, but I'll start off with Dr. Saat Shukri Embong, the President, also Group Chief Executive Officer of MIMOS Berhad. Assalamualaikum, selamat pagi. Okay. All right. Thank you for joining me in Niagawani this morning. Perhaps we could start with the theme of MTP this year, which is bold and also ambitious. So what does it really signal about MIMOS' shift from a research institute to becoming an accelerator for Malaysia's economic transition as a whole, please?
Terima kasih. MIMOS Technology Preview 2025 ialah satu platform whereby actually we brings everybody together from the innovation and the business ecosystem, which actually the theme itself signal the major transition in MIMOS activities and role, whereby in the past we mostly focus on the technology development alone, and today we are looking at accelerating the adoption of the technology by the industry and the marketplace, whereby we want to actually diffuse and introduce all our innovation to the world for the benefits of the people and the humankind. And for this, actually, we bring all the people, either from the government as regulator, the policymakers, the entrepreneur, the researcher, innovators, as well as the users, to come together to collaboratively work together to make this happen for Malaysia.
So MIMOS has reached a new milestone. It celebrates the 40th anniversary this year.
Yeah.
So how has the organisation has evolved across decades, and also how has it aligned itself with today's urgent national needs right now in technology?
Okay, it's a very long journey and very interesting one, and actually we've been evolved from a center that previously merely focused on developing microelectronics technologies, actually to leverage the spillover effect from our previous days FDIs, and change to the accelerator of the technology adoption and also the industrialization of Malaysia through our innovation and technology division. So over these years, actually we've been developing many of Malaysian first. For example, as I mentioned earlier, back in 1991, actually we produced the first Malaysian microprocessor called Persona. And we also actually one of the first actually that brought internet to Malaysia. As we know, jaring in the past, and many others. For example, the security chip, the EEPROM, we brought in the security system, which actually later on a spin-off to become the cybersecurity in Malaysia, and actually we developing the My Domain for Malaysia, that later on spin-off become MyNIC today, the MSC Malaysia, and many others. And today we looking at beyond what we would be able to achieve in the past, because we realize many of the developed and advanced economy rely heavily on technology. Technology actually driven the country economy, and we want to be the key player to actually accelerate that, and most importantly to be recognized as one of the movers in this particular region, and actually for the benefit of the world.
So looking at the technological advancements that's moving so fast and also complex right now, I think it's a must transitioning from R&D and also towards a accelerator for the national needs. So looking at the big highlight of MTP 2025, which is the idea of unrivaled partnership. So we hear about the quadruple helix, the government, industry, the academia, and also society working together at the same time. So why is this comprehensive model of collaboration so important and also critical for Malaysia's innovations to be globally commercialized?
Traditionally, actually, the researchers tend to actually envision something and quickly develop the technology because they believe that the technology is unique and something that people would need. Although it's true in many cases, but actually the innovation requires cohesive collaboration among all the players, the regulator, the policymakers, the innovators, the researchers, because actually we need to make sure all this technology fits into the whole aspiration, the requirement of the market, the intent or the needs of the users. And actually we want to do this early when we start developing the ideas, slowly develop the technology and transforming that technology into the solution that be acceptable in the marketplace and meeting all the requirement and the global standards. Because we want to make sure that whatever we produce, industry can easily pick it up and move directly to the business and create mutual benefits for everyone, either from the business point of view, the economy and other benefits.
So through this MTB 2025, how do you hope from this exhibition can actually move or fosters this collaboration forward?
We hope more people to join us and previously we actually have a quite number of people that are working together with us. Today we actually inviting everybody, inviting them to work closely with us to co-create a new Malaysia based on technology, so that we no longer become the consumer or the trader of technology, but we also the creator and innovator of those technology, making Malaysia more sovereign in terms of technology. And this will actually benefit more people, and more people will come to collaborate further with us.
Who or what are some of the key shareholders that is working closely together to actually empower this whole ambition?
It starts with our market study. Actually, we do a lot of market validation and give those input to the policymakers, like ministry, our ministry, and also the agencies. They produce the policy, and from there, actually, we work with the industry to fine-tune the requirement and the needs of the solution, so that it will satisfy the the issues of the challenges at the marketplace. And the other people that would really need this technology are the entrepreneurs or the technopreneurs of Malaysia. We know the technology is something that
It's crucial.
and quite challenging, and MIMOS provide all these platform and facilities to enable everyone to come together. And we hope with all these funding agency coming together, the ministry, the agency, the people, the entrepreneur and the researchers, we would actually make that happen.
What could be the specific strategies that we can ensure a smooth transition from being an R&D to become the accelerator?
We do an early engagement. That's the most important thing. Actually, we need to make sure whatever we develop is in line with the government aspiration within our introduced policy and existing framework. And the product actually meet the industry requirement. Actually, it satisfy the situational environment or the requirement of the world, the standards and etc. And the cost actually is below what the customer willing to pay, to make sure that everybody will make profit of it. And actually the most important thing, actually the process to transition from R&D lab to the marketplace, because actually it need a major shift in terms of talent, knowledge and etc. Actually we also work together with the industry to develop all these talents with the universities, to make sure that when the technology go to the market, they have sufficient support, not just from the facility, the shared facilities, but also from the engineers, researchers, from the new talent, and also other elements to support the advancement of those technologies to go to the market and grow for the future.
All right, thank you, Dr. Saat, for sharing your insight, also time when it comes to MIMOS journey and its role in driving Malaysia's technology future. Now, let's shift focus to the technology itself, but for now, we'll go for a short break first. We'll be right back. Welcome back to AWANI. I'm still broadcasting live here at MTP 2025. IOI Grand Exhibition and Convention Centre, Putrajaya, and we now see many innovations in the pipeline, from health sensors to AI-driven solutions. So we want to know, how does MIMOS actually decide what's ready for the market? So for that, I'm pleased to welcome Dr. Pannirselvam Kanagaratnam, Chief Technology Officer of MIMOS Berhad. Good morning. Thank you for joining here with me on AWANI this morning. So to start, Dr. Parnil, let's go to the lab. Let's start with the lab.
Okay.
With so many R&D ideas being explored, we see how do you think we will decide which ones to get the green light to move forward? And for example, solutions like non-invasive health sensors. What do you think about that?
Okay, so MIMOS takes a whole of organization approach when it comes to commercializing what tech to do first. So the green lighting doesn't start at the lab itself. We have what we call MBIC, a MIMOS Business Investment Council. So even though it's R&D budget, our stakeholders are expecting whatever technology we develop benefits the industry, benefits the government. So what we do is, at this council, we have the technology development team, we have the business team, the strategy team. We all discuss and look at the projects, and we all do our homework. Okay, we go to the industry, we go on the ground, we also do our desktop research, and we try to find out what is it that is the pain points in the industry, what is the immediate need of the governments, and even the long term, because we go on the 5-year cycle, RMK12, RMK13, that's how the government funds us. So before even we start the projects, we go and do all this groundwork. We talk to industries, we talk to government officials, we try to see what is their pain points, and we develop all these technologies based on that. So the green light that comes from the lab is, when we work in the industries, they actually provide us the space, they provide us the test ground. And we go and test our devices, our equipment, like the non-intrusive glucose sensor. We work with the medical associations, we work with the hospitals, we go and try there, and we do the measurements, and we compare it with other technologies that are there, or even for example, the blood glucose, you have to prick your finger, right? A lot of people don't want to do that. But we get the ground truth data from that. Okay, and then we compare with our measurements. So when we see there's a strong correlation, then we know that our technology is ready. And it's the same with our palm oil technology. We work with the SIMWs, we work with the FGVs, we go on the ground, we do the experiments on the ground with them, and we see whether this technology is suitable for them. And when we get the buy-in from them, that's when we say, okay, this is now ready to get into the market, and we do all the needful to make it successful.
But with all these efforts, with the collaboration of all different sectors, the talent are the key drivers. So how can we bring them forward?
Okay, so we have a very strong internship program. Okay, MIMOS itself, we attract a lot of universities especially. Many of them do their internships at MIMOS. We also have what is called a MIMOS Academy. We have formed that, and that is where we provide training ground in areas of AI, semiconductor, IoT. These are all the buzzwords now. Okay, and we provide all this training for, because when the PM came to MIMOS, he said, 5 years he wants 60,000 talents in engineering, right? Because end of the day, if you want to become a high-income nation, technology is the way to go. Our E&E exports are going at 500 billion. It's the largest export. It's all tech-based. And MIMOS being the lead agency in this E&E sector, so we have a responsibility as well to develop the talent in this field. And we have a lot of programs with the industries to develop the innovation, entrepreneurship, and now our CEO has instituted JV course. He wants 700. We have 700 staff. He wants 700 entrepreneurs to come out of MIMOS, okay, to drive, because we don't want the tech to just sit in the lab. We want it to be out there, to be diffused in the market.
That's a good initiative, especially when we want to become a high-growth, high-value nation.
Yes.
But when we talk about what's proven in the lab, there's often a commercialization gap. So where great ideas struggle to become successful products. So how does MIMOS breach that gap that we have right now, the commercialization gap? And perhaps you can share examples like REVA and also INSPECTRA.
Okay, so we have 30 over technologies. So it's mandatory that even before we start the program, we work with the industry. Like I mentioned, even to address the pain points, we work with the industry. So along even the development, the industry is there. Okay, so this ensures that when the technology is completed, the industry gets the market. So a lot of people do their a lot of research institutes do their development without the engagement of the industry. So that's why we see this, what they call the valley of death, basically. They already do the technology development, but there are no takers at the end of the day. But we are addressing this gap by getting the industry involved from the get-go to work with us and refine the requirements of the technology so that there's a market fit. So the technology that we develop fits what the market needs. And this is how we have been doing it. And the funding is there for us to do all these POCs. We go to many different industry segments. For example, like I mentioned, the palm oil. And then we also are working the energy efficiency domain. So one of the companies that we have worked with, it was a startup, a small startup 3 years ago. It was just a few $100,000 company. But then we worked with them, we developed the technology, entered the market. Now with the ESG and all, energy efficiency is a big thing. So now they are pulling in millions of dollars per year now, thanks to working with us from the get-go. So this is how we've been addressing the gaps in the market.
That's on commercialization. What could be the other challenges that could be stopping or perhaps be the barrier when it comes to transitioning from R&D and also market lab?
Okay, so usually it's the budget, because when we produce all these technologies, we want the company that takes up the technology to also be a technology company, because we don't have the bandwidth to support. We have got 30 over technologies that we have produced over RMK12, and we are moving into RMK13. So we can't be putting all our energy and effort into maintaining and supporting this technology. So what we need are industry players that are tech savvy. And they also, sometimes when they are not so tech savvy also, they do all the talent development to get all the engineers, and we work with them to develop all their capabilities so that when the product goes to them, they are able to support the product independently from us, or minimal, because when we pass over the technology, we pass everything over, the IPs, the design and all that, so that they can also do the continuous improvement on the product, and that helps them. So that is key, to work with them from the beginning, and also the funding. Okay, and we also we have the funding agencies. Some of them are here. They help with the commercialization aspects of it, because it's very costly. Dr. Shukri just now mentioned we go to TRL 6, but the 7 to 9 you have to go and certify at CRIM and other regulatory bodies for medical devices. It's a very lengthy process. It takes more than a year to do that. Very expensive as well. We have to do hundreds of trials. So all this is very costly, very costly, and so budget is required, and what we have financial institutions as well at our MTP to help all our SMEs and small industries to adapt technology. Technology is not cheap, but money is key.
You've touched on that, which brings me to my next question, where MTP actually is important for smaller businesses. So what tangible support mechanisms are available for small, medium enterprises and also startups, so they can actually adopt this advanced market-ready technologies that is more easily?
So we try to provide the services and infrastructure as well for them to succeed, because the design tools, the simulation tools to do technology is all very expensive. For example, we have the DDTM program, Digitized Design to Manufacturing, where we provide the SolidWorks tools, which is a very expensive tool that can't be afforded by our SMEs. But every year we provide 30 to 50 licenses to these industries for them to be able to use and do their product development. It's same with other tool. IC design tool is worth millions of dollars, and it's not. And startups can't afford this type of investment into projects. So MIMOS provide that. MIMOS also has the talents and the consultants to help the industries to get all this necessary support, so that they can be successful when it comes to marketing and also delivering on their products. And on top of that, MIMOS, of course, has got a lot of IPs. So the IPs, there are many business models, so they can discuss with our commercial team on what is best for them. Not everybody can purchase the IP outright. Maybe we do equity sharing or some partnerships, and then we share the profits. There are a lot of different models to help them get started first, and then later they can repay us back through the taxes and whatnot.
Do you have specific numbers of startups or SMEs that you wish to help through this MTP?
We are targeting as many as possible. So I heard as of last night we had close to 1,000 registrations, and a lot of people, I hope, even without informing us, they'll be showing up. They told me they have not registered. So we are expecting all of them to see something that sparks their ideas. Oh, that's all. Every time visitors come to MIMOS, they look at all our outputs and their minds are already saying, oh, it can go to this sector, it can go to this sector. Oh, I've got opportunities in this particular segment. So things that we don't see, other people may be able to see. And being a government-funded project, there's no exclusivity to any particular SME or company. So we can give it to anybody who comes and I see an opportunity. Yeah.
What are some of the highlights and also offerings that we have here at MTP? I've seen booths inside, so how much there?
So we have, I think, many different sectors. I think about 5 or 6. We have smart manufacturing technologies. We have energy efficiency technologies. We have medical devices technologies. We have traceability technology. In fact, the My Digital ID that's now being rolled out was developed at MIMOS. That's a government initiative. So like that, we have even for smart lockups to see behaviors of prisoners and all that. Even for smart workplace to see whether people are wearing their helmets, whether they're wearing all their safety gears. We have, like I mentioned just now, the energy efficiency to manage cooling in the building because in buildings, air conditioning is the highest consumer electricity. We can get about 20 to 30% savings on that. So there's a lot of, later we can go in and see all the different offerings that we have cutting across many different sectors and segments. But our key thing in MIMOS, our research areas are in semiconductor, electronics, which means product-based, as well as ICT, where the blockchains, the cybersecurity, the AI all resides. So we are quite cross-cutting across the tech space.
That's a lot of insight. Also, that's a lot of offerings for those joining MTP 2025. So perhaps in about 1 minute, perhaps you can share what are your hopes and aspirations through this MTP Technology Preview 2025, please.
Okay, so the MTP is, as you can see at the back, is market-ready tech products. So we are inviting all our Malaysian industries, even if they're not here at MTP, to get in touch with us, to look at the technology offerings that we have, and to take up and diffuse it, because at the end of the day, the country is trying to become a high-income nation, and our Prime Minister sees technology as the way, and MIMOS being one of the few technology developing institutions, this is your opportunity. Take advantage of us, and please come and make use of all the facilities as well as the tech offerings that we have to enhance and grow this country.
And with that, I would like to say thank you so much, Dr. Farni, for your insights and for your time that you spent with me just now. And as Malaysia looks forward, the mission is clear. We see that turning research into real-world impact. So from cutting-edge innovations to stronger partnerships, MIMOS is positioning itself not just as a research hub, but as an accelerator of Malaysia's tech-driven economy. So that's all from AWANI at MTP 2025. I'm Nabila Khalida. Thank you for joining us. And stay tuned for more sharings and also coverage right here on AWANI.